we probably want to know. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, Al, I'm going to kick off with a short video,
Sure.
and then we'll
Let's
turn
do
it
it.
over to you.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mannatech Success Summit.
And I am so grateful and thankful to be on this journey with people that dream with their eyes open, who are building an empire of hope.
This is the business that more people need to get excited about. This is the business that you and I almost have a bit of a responsibility if we want to really change the world, to tell people about it. Because what are people asking for? They want freedom. They want to achieve their goals. They don't just want freedom and sit around doing nothing. They also want meaning. That's this business.
You have to have someone to love, something to do, and something to look forward to. Otherwise, why are you living?
What if I can have more than 2 weeks holiday in a year? What if I can have more free time? What if I can be involved in a business model where I can empower more people? What if I can create another stream of income to invest more because I want to leave a legacy? There's a burning desire in our heart to empower more people. I want to encourage you to say yes.
You may not have come from a wealthy family, but make sure a wealthy family should come from you.
All right. All right. How many of you are inspired by those words? Hey, Lydia,
Yes,
smile. You look serious.
I was thinking, what
You were
were some of the
thinking
words that inspired you in that video?
I would say the first one was freedom with meaning.
Dream with your
freedom with
eyes
me.
open.
Dreaming with your eyes open.
Mhm.
Yes. If you don't come from a wealthy family,
A wealthy family should come from you. I
a
like that.
wealthy family should come from you. I like that. I think that's pretty awesome. A lot of us can relate to that. Was there anything else? Well, I'm in Guadalajara, Mexico. We have a great event today planned, and we expect to have about 150 people. And these people are coming from really places in Mexico. We have about 100 people coming by bus from a place called Colima, which is about 4 hours from Guadalajara. And these are not people that are, I wouldn't call them wealthy. I wouldn't call them well-to-do. These are people who are in the process. They are in the pursuit, right? And they're looking for those things that are better, and they have the hope. And we are, Johanna and I were just praying this morning. How lucky are we? We thank God for that we all of us have been given this opportunity that we can bring such hope in people's lives. So that's exciting. I hope that you feel that way. I hope that gives you a meaning. It gives you a reason to get up in the morning. It gives you a reason to be on these calls. But today, before I start, and I'm going first because obviously I got to we're getting ready to get out there and meet those people as they come out of the bus and everything else. But I would really love to hear today, and I know she's not prepared. We didn't ask her to do this, but I think she should because she has had just an amazing week and she's brought in quite a few people. She just had, I think, a brand new director, less than 30-day director, and that person is Joan Mallory. So, Joan, we want to celebrate you this morning. We want to congratulate you this morning. You are really the epitome of persistence will win out. Absolutely. So, just wanted to see if you would share a few words with us because I think this is what everybody needs to hear. we're all on that same journey. We're all here together, and it's just wonderful, really amazingly wonderful that we can see when things starts to happen, and we know it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So let's just celebrate each other as these things happen, and see and imagine yourself having this conversation in the next weeks and the next months, because your turn is coming. So, Joan, I'm sorry we didn't prepare you for this, but sometimes it's better not to be prepared. So you had a good night's sleep. So you didn't have to think about what you're going to say this morning, and just let your heart speak, because your action is definitely speaking louder than any words. But we want to hear your words as well.
Well, thank you so much, Al. I just have to say that, and another thing that's happened is that I am going in person to Mannatech, and I am so excited about that. I mean, literally, you people are the wind beneath my wings. And yes, it's been a journey for me, and yes, I've had the ups and downs. Um, you know, I mean, this girl just came out of my fitness class. I'm going to fitness class. I, mentioned it to a few people a few times. I had a liver reset party, and I asked around the room if any, different people that I thought would come. And this girl, I didn't even ask. Somebody else that I asked her to come. And this is Marianne. You've seen her on the calls here. She is right now in Costa Rica. She's in the air flying there. And I think she's going with 5 close friends who don't know about Mannatech. And I think she met with them last night and said, "What do you think, girls, if we ended up having a side trip?" Because they are actually just over an hour from our Costa Rica aloe. And so she says, "What do you think if we?" So I don't know what came out of that, but she was connected with Vita. So I'm hoping that they get an invitation to go there, because when you go in person, it just lights your fire. I love these Zooms, and you people, you are just so important to me, and why I'm still here 19 years later and haven't had great success. I've had a whole side team disappear into nothing, and it was my major team. And so now we're rebuilding, but Mannatech's worth it. And so anyway, and if you can go in person to Mannatech this next week, I mean, I know that when I get in the room with you guys, it's going to be just such a different picture, and I'm excited. So thank you, Al. I mean, you people have believed in me when I haven't believed in myself. So thank you so much. You're amazing.
Well, and we still here believing, and we believe in all of you. So congratulations. I'm just really happy it's happening. I do hope,
Hey,
well,
Al, before you go
yes,
on, let me just say, give Joan kudos, because last week she did a book review, the chapter review,
right.
and she did it, and she was not comfortable, but she did it anyway. And so much that she volunteered to do another chapter review this week. So that's part of leadership, doing things when you're not comfortable. First time, you're scared doing it, and you still do it. So, Joan, I commend you. And we're going to do a Facebook Live together when you're in Dallas.
All right.
Well, I think, and let me just add something there. Everybody understand that when you stay in your comfort zone, you can't have any expectation of growth. Just understand that. Take it on for yourself. So what is going to stretch you? Find things that really stretch you, and you go, "Oh, I'll never do that," and say, "Stop it. Do it today." Right? Just stretch yourself, because that's what really sets you free to be able to have the kind of results that Joan's having. Right? It's kind of like you pull yourself out of that box that you've put yourself in, that this is what it looks like, feels like, tastes like, and anything else doesn't fit. Wrong. Totally wrong. So just advice to everybody. I know, some of us, like Mary Jo, loves to live outside her comfort zone, because I don't even forget comfort. What is that all about? Right? It's like, so go out there and just do it. Meet people, loving people. There are tons of people out there, just like Joan's finding now, and she's going, they're everywhere. Right, Joan? They're everywhere.
And also, I think, Mary Jo, there's one thing about Okay, so I learned, this is neuroscience. I learned that when you do the things you don't want to do, you are actually strengthening a part of your brain that governs you doing more, being able to accomplish, right? So I'll give you small examples. In the morning, I jump into a cold shower because it's something I really don't want to do, right? I really don't want to do it. I do it because it just, again, I'm strengthening that willpower, and it shows up in other places. So what you're saying is when you conquer that comfort zone in one thing, then it will also show up in other things. So very, very true. Great lessons to be learned out of that. I was talking to Lydia and Mary Jo. We're getting ready for this Saturday meeting, and Lydia, I actually don't remember what topic I chose to speak about, but maybe you can remind me. But I know we discussed one thing that I want you guys to think about, because we use this space to be real while being kind and in love. I mean, you guys already know. I mean, that's the operating motto for all of us is we come in love. I mean, we're here to support each other, not to call each other on certain things. But when we were talking about those who decided, I see Demra. Hi, Demra. Demra, you must be very proud of Joan, right? You guys have been working together for a while. So, and Kevin, so congratulations. When you and just,
Oh, she lost his train.
oh, we were just thinking, some of us, because like we have this book thing going on, right? And I know we're still in the infancy of this, and I just want you to understand, and I know that Luciano would back me up on this, that when you watch these videos from South Africa, you must understand it's a result of books, audios, and association. Book, audios, and association. Book, audios, and association. This has been going on for how long, Luciano? How long have they been doing this?
Well, if you count just Mannatech, probably close to 16, 17 years. If you talk before Mannatech, you're probably looking at 25 years. And this is exactly right, Al. I think a lot of people don't realize that they see these people's success and they don't realize the work that they've put in, or that we've all put in to grow our business. And none of us got started because we were entrepreneurs. I mean, at least I didn't. I was afraid of speaking in public and selling stuff, So the thing that helped me to grow my business was, obviously having a great upline like Al and his teaching, but also the fact that the books and the audios and the events, all that adds up to everything that you have as you build your business and going forward. So for sure.
Exactly. Right. So that becomes kind of what they call a leadership model, where you are spending more time developing your people, because when your people develop, then their business will develop as well. I think I shared with you guys that, when I was reviewing the app, I was very taken aback by the fact that the app never talks about how many calls did you make. It just says, did you show up at the meeting? Did you show up at the meeting? Did you read the book? Did you listen to the audio? Did you do these things to better yourself? And then automatically your business gets better. I was very, again, we know all this stuff. I think Luciano and I, we've been doing this for 38, 39, 40 years. So we know these things. We know, but it's really good to be reminded that, because a lot of us can sit back and go, well, if this only happened, if this kind of product happened, if this kind of promotion, at the end of the day, it's none of those things. It really becomes really that phrase, if it's to be, it's up to me. And the things that they measure are the things that are controllable by each one of us. So as we were talking about the book, so just let me go back to the subject, right? And we said, okay, so nobody stepped up to say, I will do the next book review. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of good reasons for that. For some of you, it might be, I haven't even bought the book. I don't have the book, but I think Lydia said you're
I
willing to
offered to
send.
send out the chapters to people,
Okay.
so
So
that's not
again,
an excuse.
we're not. I'm not doing this to call you guys. Yeah, I don't know how to say that because I don't want to say call
Call
you on
you
the
out. Call you out.
call you out. Okay, call you on the carpet doesn't sound good, so I said call you out. I just we want to help you. This is the time where stepping up is makes all the difference. And you need to maybe go back and analyze what was it that stopped you. That's what we want to focus on. And I'm not focusing on whether you did it or you didn't do it, because somebody will do it. It's not a problem. But you got to inspect yourself a bit and go, so why did I not step up? And then once you start realizing what that is, then you also will start realizing that where else is that showing up in your life and in your business. Okay. So again, just an opportunity to inspect yourself a little bit, to question yourself in terms of, am I giving this everything I should give it in order to be able to expect the kind of results that I need to expect? I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all that Joan, for her consistency just over the last few months, 5 every day, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 for 5, between her and Shane going back and forth and doing that. Guess what? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, something pops up that she was not even looking at. It was not like she had to force it. She attracted it. You start attracting who you are becoming. That's why books, audios, and events, association become so critical, because it's what you are becoming. And what you are becoming is what you will attract, right? So if and it's totally in your power. That's the good news. It's totally in your power. And don't underestimate that. Don't underestimate those small things you do every day and the big results it creates. It's called the compound effect. It's called the compound effect. And all of us can have that. So, Lydia, what else did we? Okay. Yeah.
What we were going to talk about is we still have a couple days with the coupons.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
I want to share something that it just hit me. In one day we used 2 coupons, Mary Jo and I. That came from my consistent posting my videos on social media over and over. And basically, the videos are really talking about 21-day liver reset for a few months. But the one person she told me back in December that she wanted to do it. And then she said, right now, money, it's not the right time. I have something I need to pay off, da da da. So this week at 9 o'clock at night, I texted her. I said, hey, I have a $50 off coupon if you're ready to get started on the 21-day liver reset. She texted me back, call me tomorrow, I'm ready. When I called her the next day, she said, I just got done watching a video of myself and going, I need to do what Lydia did. So I remember years ago at Manifest, they talked about the curve. And you may talk to someone and they're not ready at that point, but don't stop talking to them until they're ready.
Yeah.
And the second person was somebody who was Mary Jo's secretary back in the 90s.
When I was practicing law. My legal secretary.
Yeah.
Was it?
And no, it's when you owned a fabric
national grocery store.
Yeah.
National
Berkshire
grocery
Knitting Mills. And
whatever I
she's
own.
friends of mine on Facebook because I met her and we became friends, and she saw my videos. So you may not see results at the beginning, but it takes time. Stay consistent. And I had somebody last night, another person who's looking at it, because this person has known me since I was 17 years old. She was my foster parent when I was in high school. And she said, I've never seen you look so healthy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you look healthy.
Yeah.
You look very healthy.
Yeah.
What about my old pastor's wife?
Yeah.
I went to a funeral this week, right? And there she is, and reminded one more time. And guess what? Now she's calling saying we need to get started. And now she's going to do it with with my old pastor as well. So I've got 2 more people getting on the liver cleanse, and we have coupons. I mean, it's just if you guys, the coupon works. People could have said no to you 20 times or not been interested. 50, some of you look at $50. Well, what's $50 when you're spending almost $400? $50 is a lot of money to a lot of people. Does that make sense? It is the game breaker for them because they're already on the edge. They know they need the liver cleanse. They, think it's something else, but $50, that's the movement that gets them over the edge. So.
But we have to be talking to people. Now you were going to talk about that part.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. So thank you. And obviously you guys have said everything that needed to be said. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's a nice icebreaker. It's, we still got a few more days. Look, don't underestimate that. Give it a try. Just Lydia, you have your script. Just send out a few scripts going, look, it's I have 2 days before some of these coupons expires. I got 2 left. I just thought about you. What do you think about using, I would love for you to be able to take advantage of them before they expire. And then see what happens. I mean, nothing bad is going to happen. It can only be good. They can only say, well, thank you for thinking of me. Maybe that's not the time, but it's also could be, you know what? This is just the right time, and this was the catalyst to help them just go, just kind of just make that quick move somewhere. So,
hey, can I say something?
Wait, hold on, Joe. Amanda's been waving her hand.
Miss Luttrell on a trail. Miss Luttrell is on a trail. Come on.
I'm getting my 10,000 steps while I listen.
There you go.
But I have to tell you, yesterday, I thought, oh my God, get on with it, girl. So I texted 3 people about the $50 coupon, and 2 are coming on for the 21-day liver reset. And the other girl who I've been in my hopper, she's gone on lemon water and fasting and pepper. So anyway, 2 out of 3. I just have to get their info today. So the coupon works.
It does.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you for jumping in.
I think, and now let me just throw something else at you as a tweaker for you guys too. When you call people, you go, you know what? I have these 2 coupons. And the first person that came to mind was you. And I have a whole list of other people. Let them know that if people do take action because somebody else is going to get it if they don't get it. Does this make sense? So use that as a little, I call it a little bit entrapment, but the idea is let them know that you have a list of 3 other people that you're interested, but you came up first for me because I know you showed some interest at one time. Do you get it? Now they don't want to lose, they don't want somebody else to get that $50. So there's that competition that comes out in people's spirit inside of them that'll help them choose as well.
It's called FOMO.
Yeah, FOMO. Yeah, fear of missing out. Don't you give that $50 to somebody else.
Is entrapment a legal?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
That's a legal term.
That's a legal term.
Part of my lawyering background. Sorry.
Your lawyer background just showed up. All right, super. Well, thank you, Amanda, for just validating what we're just saying. Again, we're going to recommend all of you guys. There's still double points on orders. Like, I know we're going to do a ton of business today because of all these people that are coming to the office and they can buy at the office. It's the last few days of double points, and the double points have really done something. I know you saw we had about 7 the first week. I don't know, we had like 18 this week, and since that day, since Thursday, we've had 7 more people rank up. So this whole ranking up thing is also working. The extra cash is working. So we got a few more days to go. I'm going to encourage you, just set your intentions out there. You guys probably heard Satoe achieved gold presidential for the first time ever in her life. and definitely looks like she's on her way to platinum. But she leveraged the double PV, folks. Again, it had to be an intention that she had, and she just used this as a catalyst to be able to get that done. So things are happening. I was just looking at the numbers today. North America is up. North America is up. You are up, ladies and gentlemen. You are up. So that is a great trend. We love to see that go into April. We got a few things coming in April. And then let's talk about ManaQuest. So, Joan, I'm so excited you're coming. I was hoping you could make it work, and and I'm glad you could make it work. And anybody else who is thinking about coming and you're trying to figure out how to get it done, talk to us. Maybe there's ways we can help you get here. Okay? Don't let anything get in your way. If you want to be here, if you set the intentions to be, I say here, Dallas, Texas, let us know, and then let's see how we can we can work with you on this. Okay. So, anyways, something very, very, very important is going to happen at ManaQuest, and it's the fact that you all heard we're going to talk about the new story. And the new story is obviously health span versus lifespan. And our recent discoveries, it's not a discovery because it's been sitting there for years. We were just not looking at it that way. We never, looked at biomarkers of aging as, one of the benefits of our product. I mean, we looked at inflammation, we looked at, immune support and all those things. And lo and behold, right in front of our nose, right, IgG biomarker of aging is highly modified, highly enhanced, when you are on ambertose, on glycans, to the point where literally 12 weeks on glycans will reduce your biological age possibly by 10 years. I don't care if it was just 2 years, it'd be worth it. But 10 years, that is pretty amazing. Now, while we were going down this trail, I started going through another trail because I was at an event this weekend, 4 days we were there, and it just happens a lot of the people that were there, that doctors, one is a spine surgeon, and Dr. Stefano, and everybody was talking peptides. Everybody was talking peptides. I had health providers talking peptides. Everybody's talking peptides, and I got thinking. I went researching peptides, and I found it actually peptides are signaling molecules. They're signaling molecules. They're ways that your body sends messages. Well, with cell-to-cell communication in mind, I decided to go in there and look at, well, what are how do glycans compare to peptides? And this is what I found out. Well, actually, glycans, your glycocalyx, is what makes peptides work. So the analogy is glycans is the Wi-Fi system, and peptides as the messages that you send. So think of it, if you are in a non-Wi-Fi environment, if you don't have any communication platform, messages will never get to where it needs to go. So peptides cannot work unless the glycocalyx is functioning. You guys get this? I mean, this is huge. Because if peptides have become this huge movement, we're talking about, they're saying it's over 50 billion right now, and RFK is about to take peptides from compound level 2 compounds to level 1 compounds, which means that whatever is happening right now is going to multiply by 10x that, because it's going to give people more ability to access peptides than they have ever accessed before. Because what's happened in prior years have actually almost pushed peptides into the black market, and most people are doing peptides almost like it's a controlled substance and whatever. And now that's about to change. But guess what? peptides don't work if your glycocalyx is not functioning. So, Mary Jo, you don't know this because we haven't talked about it, but yesterday I talked to a gentleman in Utah who manages the largest number of pharmacies that compound peptides out of Utah. And guess what he said after 15 minutes? He goes, we need to put glycans in our portals where we are now selling peptides.
Amen.
You guys get this? So literally, they could set up these telehealth portals. You all could have a telehealth portal where you are recommending, you don't have to prescribe it, you recommend it. They take care of everything. Maybe we get a referral fee or an affiliate fee or something, but the same customer who's taking peptides now needs what? Glycans. You guys get that? Like I've been giddy since that day. I called Landon right away. I said, Landon, I'm telling you, I don't care what we're going through as a company.
This is the home run.
Better days are ahead. Better days are ahead. And guess what this guy said? He said, we have a 2-year window to establish our predominant presence, right? So, guys, just to let you know that what we have in our hands is so amazingly important. This is no longer just a story. This is not something we made up in 1994 so we could sell more Manos. This is going to hit mainstream, guys. It's going to hit mainstream. People are going to be looking for you. But see, it takes for you, one, to stay positive about what you have. Look for the good. Look for try to validate what you already know. That's the journey I'm on. That's a journey I'm always going to be on. Okay. If this is, if my life is going to be glycan, I'm going to work every day to validate it. Does that make sense? And so can you. And keep your heads really high. Stay excited about what you have. Talk about it with excitement. Can you tell I'm like a little bit excited about this? Right? Because it's coming together. I don't care what happens the next 3 to 6 months. I know what I have in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And you should know what you have in your hands. So now we're going to meet with Dr. Stefano. We're going to meet with Mr. Bayer and all that and see what we put together. But, whatever happens with that, maybe that works. Maybe that doesn't work. Something else will work because what we have is valuable, if that makes sense. Now, you've heard us talk about it from a multivitamin point of view, which is great. I mean, we are the intelligence that helps the body know what to do with vitamins. But now we also the communication platform that people need to make the peptides work better. And you guys know peptides are kind of a longevity hack, where glycans is your greater longevity hack. And longevity is your next $10 trillion industry. So we are at the right place. We need to figure out how to put it together. Now, last bit of good news. We just hired an agency, an AI influencer agency that's going to help us craft these messages in very, very powerful short reels, short messages, short videos. And we're going to have hundreds of those. We're going to tell the glycan story. We're going to tell the health span versus lifespan story. We're going to tell the communication platform that makes peptide work story. And we're going to put it out there. People are going to know who we are. We are not going to stay the best kept secret ever, and we are going to take over. I really believe that. So anyways, that I wanted to share my excitement with you guys. I'm going to turn this over to Lydia and Mary Jo. Luciano, I know you're coming to Texas. What made you want to come to Texas?
Well, listen, I've been doing this for almost 40 years now. I have never missed a major function ever. unless I was in another major function around the country somewhere or the world. But I'm with you and with Mary Jo and Lydia in, look, if you are building a business, those events are your university. Those are where you go learn. Those are where you rub shoulders with the people that are moving on in the business. Those are where you can, also influence other people because, you come, but also remember every single one of us are being looked at while we're there. So we want to be positive. We want to be excited. We want to bring great energy. But for me, it was easy. I mean, I wanted to come because I've never missed one, and I think that as being part of the team, if you can make it, then great. That's the place to be, So.
Right. Thank you, Luciano. Looking forward to hosting you here in Texas. Same with you, Joan, and everybody else who's coming. If you haven't made that decision yet, there's still time to make that decision. If you don't know how you're going to get it done, but you want to do it, talk to us. Let's see what we can do to help you get here. All right. All right. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. Thank you. And talk to you next week. Oh, by the way, is next week a Super Saturday, Lydia?
You're muted.
Yes, it is our Super Saturday. Okay.
All right. Because I may have a really amazing guest speaker for a Super Saturday, but I'm not going to say that yet until after, until next week. All right. Okay. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Because we'll do Super Saturday. Then we will not be meeting on the 11th because of ManaQuest.
ManaQuest. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Super duper.
Awesome.
Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Have a good meeting. Have a good event.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Great. Mary Jo, why don't you share our story about our QT lady this week?
I don't remember, Lydia.
Okay. So every morning we go to the gym on the way back and we go to QT. Mary Jo gets iced tea. I get ice water because I love they filter the water and I love their ice. I'm very particular about ice. But we've developed a friendship teasing the manager. And earlier this week, I said, and they have a tendency to move their managers around. I said, well, I hope you don't leave. Well, Thursday, she came to me and she said, you'll never guess, tomorrow's my last day here. I'm going, really? I was sad because she's a great person in her 30s. And so I said, so where are you going? She said, I'm going over here, but I'm being downgraded. I won't be the manager because I want to go back to school. So I started the conversation. What are you going back to school for? Business. I used to go to school to become a nurse. I wanted to become a nurse. I had family stuff I had to stop. So now I'm going to go into business. I said, really? And then I talked about, because she knows Mary Jo too. She says, we do a network marketing business. Would you be interested? And she said, yes. So the point of it, you never know the relationship.
We do a network marketing. Do you follow this? We do a network marketing business. Would you be interested? Yes. How many? You guys usually hide the fact that it's network marketing. Well, I do this. We do all these convoluted things we mention or talk about it. I'm just out there, right there in their face. I don't want any surprises, and that's it. Yeah. But her yes came out so fast, it wasn't even funny. And she's a delight. She's about 30, Lyd, 28, maybe.
Yeah. And so, and I believe she's Hispanic, but she's from here. So what I do? I called Al, and we're going to take her to lunch next week.
Now, Lydia, that's an unfair advantage because we live right down the street.
No, Al has offered to do. They could do a Zoom lunch.
Right.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Listen, there's a saying that says you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person.
There you go. Well, and and I don't do that with everybody. I go, this is network marketing. But when I sense it, I throw it out there. Does this make some sense? Because it's just, The last thing you want to do is like mishmash around and describe it 18 different ways. And then they look at it and they go, is this network marketing? And you've wasted a lot of your time trying to describe it as 18 other things. I've decided I'm proud of my Mannatech business. So don't take that away from me, right? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to talk about, wow. I mean, the network marketing industry has made multiple hundreds and thousands of multimillionaires. Why wouldn't you be proud of being part of an industry that's created that for people? Hello, right, Luciano? You would totally agree with me. Yeah, it's for us to sit there and somehow be ashamed of it. And then you drag people down the road and they end up signing up and they find out a week later it's network marketing. And then they're like, wah, wah, wah.
No, I'm like that too. I'm a little crazy. I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this. So I have fun prospecting people and talking to people. I'm not, I know a lot of people want scripts and they want to know what to say and how to say. I'm not like that at all. I remember people asking me what I did. I told them straight out. I said, I draw circles, I eat a lot, and I laugh a lot. That was me prospecting them. And they looked at me, they're like, what is it that you do? So
what kind of business is that?
I have fun with it. And I'm so unconventional that I don't even tell people what I do sometimes because they're like, we're not doing that.
No. Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look, in South Africa, since we showed the South Africa video, one of the motto is very simple. Stay close to your upline. Have fun.
Yes.
Stay close to your upline. Have fun. That's what they do, And we've been saying that for years.
I can't get any closer to my upline since I live in her house. And we do have fun, so.
Now, I know that a lot of people say, well, I don't have an upline, or, hey, join the club. I haven't seen my upline in years, 15 years probably, okay? So I know some of you probably, I don't know if your upline's around or whatever, but stay close to the person that you're working with. Yeah. Stay close to your mentor. As a matter of fact, when you hear South Africa, since we started with South Africa, and that's my organization, so I know them well, one of the things that you will hear them say sometimes is, they give the respect to the sponsor or whoever enrolled them, but they'll say, hey, but my mentor, or I'm being mentored by. There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, hey, look, I'm really grateful that I was sponsored by the person who sponsored me. I mean, super, super grateful.
Right. They brought you the opportunity.
Brought me the opportunity. So I'm always going to be grateful to that person. But he doesn't really mentor me on how to build my business, is what I'm trying to, make a point. So that's one of those things that, I don't know if we talk about it a lot, because I haven't been in the call for a while, but, but that's also one of those key things,
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
There you go. No, critical. Honor that upline.
Awesome. Well, we have about 50 minutes left, and we have Joan and Shane to review the next 2 chapters.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Well, since chapter 4 is the next chapter to review, and I signed up, I think that's me.
That's you.
Great. We'll jump right in. Thanks, everyone. Very encouraging, Luciano. I shared my mentor is Richard Bliss, and I'm really happy that he's got me doing the 4-a-day, and that Lydia, she's gotten on the group there with if nobody's here, if anyone's here trying to grow, being accountable with each other is a lot of fun. So we're reviewing If How-Tos Are Enough, You'd All Be Skinny, Rich, and Happy by Brian Clemmer. Love this book. I love this opportunity to share it with you. The first chapter was about The Secret, or it was called The Secret. And the review there is how it's all in how you look at it. And does somebody have the big green sunglasses? Who's got those? Okay. Right on. Mary Jo, she's got the big green sunglasses. Wait. And so what do these sunglasses represent? The viewpoint. So you got a viewpoint here that Mary Jo has seen her world through green sunglasses. And we move to chapter 2, results, the formula of champions. And the review there is intention plus mechanism equals result. So a question is, how do you intensify your true intentions? And the answer is, there's 3 of them that he gives in the book. Make a commitment to your group, to your peers, to your friends, to your kids, or next one, put up a risk. You can put up a risk. It'll cost you something if you don't make it happen. And the third one I like a lot, and I didn't really realize this, but it's visualize. So that's a great way to increase your intention to get this business built as well. Visualize. In chapter 3, we're going to go just a quick one there. Key to relationships. Relationships are the key. That's a review there. And so
can I just highlight visualize for you? Because some of you like visualize, you think, well, I'm going to visualize myself walking across stage as Platinum Presidential. And that's part of this. But the reality of visualize is start today. I visualized that I'm going to meet 3 new people today that will be great for my business. You want to visualize at the smallest level, at the first level. Don't just wait to visualize up here. Visualize every day. Sorry, Jane, I just wanted to highlight that.
Cool. And that visualizing, being there talking with somebody only takes a flash of a second. So it doesn't take a lot of work to get that kind of visual happening, you know. So I'm going to go back to that when I get here. So let's jump ahead to where I'm supposed to be. Chapter 4. The third chapter is about relationships that are the key. And there's resentment, resistance, and revenge that get in our way. And so the solution to that is giving. Second one is having open, honest communication, responsible communication, and or a third one is fair fight. So that's chapter 3. The key to relationships is relationships are the key. Now, all right, I was so excited to get into chapter 4, the foundation of liberty, responsibility. And what if you were the cause of everything you experience? So an example, I was thinking, because Brian, he gives great examples in the book. You got to get the book. It's great for stories. You know, he's great at putting it together. So my example here is, he says, you know, remember a time you were a victim to something. Victim is something that was done to you. You know, or maybe done to yourself. And I did that to myself. I put a pen in my pocket, and it leaked ink on my pants, you know, and I'm blaming the pen. But you know, so I'm going victim to me putting the pen in my pocket. But you know, or
wellness isn't about more stuff.
Another example, I mean, my bike is stolen, or my wheelbarrow got stolen out of my yard, you know, so I'm going victim. Somebody did something to me. That's victim. But when you see a situation from a responsible viewpoint, it's a different story. It's a different viewpoint. Like the green sunglasses or a red sunglasses, you got responsible on, well, I put the pen in my pocket, and so, or I purchased the wheelbarrow and I left it in my backyard, or I chose an inferior lock, and somebody, you know, I brought my bicycle to school, all these kinds of things, responsible. But what Brian is saying with victim or responsible, it has nothing to do with the truth, but everything with what you're experiencing. So you're at choice for what you get to experience. So whatever the victim thing was, both viewpoints, victim or responsible, neither of them have anything to do with the truth. So this is where you get your power back. And this is where you get the liberty to actually be, hey, So there's some things you gotta pick up this book and read it, because there's some things in here that need to be reprogrammed for the way we think. One is like responsibility. A lot of people will lump accountability in with responsibility. So I'm here with you guys. I'm being accountable. I'm going to tell you my goal. I'm going to make 2 customers and 1 business associate by the end of this month, and I'm here to tell you it didn't happen. So responsible, I'm looking at the situation. What did I do? What am I going victim to? So there's 2 viewpoints. Neither of them have anything to do with the truth, but everything to do with what I experienced here. I'm being accountable in this experience, and it gives me power. This is where you get the power back. I am choosing what I get to experience here. So it has, when we look at victim, and if we can't, there's thinking it might be about being, let's see, I'm a little off track here. I'm not really off track, but viewpoints have nothing to do with the truth, but everything what you do with experience, you're the cause for your experience. That's pretty cool. Out of the choices you made. So the cause that you get, you are the cause because of the choices you make. It takes a little bit of energy and thought. You got to put together a list of things in the last year that you've went victim to, and do everything you can to try and see where you are responsible. And when responsible is kind of competing in your mind for the truth, or this or that, that has nothing to do with it. This is everything to do with what you're experiencing. So it takes some energy to work this out, like to get free from this. It's just a viewpoint. Responsible is a viewpoint, the same as victim is a viewpoint. And it's not about accountability. It's not about, there's another one that's in there, but so anyways, what happens is you're no longer a victim to your story. You're no longer a victim to your neighbor's tree falling on your fence. Or here's a good one. Well, my example, I said we were going to go back to earlier on visualizing meeting somebody. And I'm sure we've all wired this one in. You're going to the grocery store or the wherever place, and you're in public, and you see somebody they didn't see you, and they're looking at the bookshelf or something, and like, oh, if they don't see me, I don't have to talk to them. Or, so like, oh, I don't want to interrupt their book reading time, or, whatever thing comes up. But no, I really want to get my 4 a day in. What do I do? And so if I'm battling and I choose to step into, hey, pat my buddy on the backside and say, oh, there's this tall stranger I haven't seen before. I forgot your name and I wasn't even going to see you, but yeah, I just want to say hello. So I got to choose my experience and get out of being a victim to all of the story. What, I can't remember their name, or don't want to interrupt them, or I got to make my 4 a day, to just simply having a great experience and saying hello again. Anyways, so it's not about truth. It's not about finding fault. It's about looking at both viewpoints of the situation, and finding the solution comes so much better. That's it. That's the formula. I'm sorry, the foundation of liberty. Responsibility. I kept it short. Got a few minutes left.
Lydia, do you want me to jump in with chapter 5? Because I can take off here just from what Shane shared.
Yeah, go ahead, jump in, Joe, and Lydia's on the phone. So yeah, thank you, Shane.
Okay.
Good job. 3 R's. Just stay out of that. We call it stay out of the 3 R's, right? Avoid those like you don't want to get stuck. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
So absolutely. I'm going to actually make this quite short. So my chapter is chapter 5, and it's called To Think is to Create. And basically, the story at the beginning is the gentleman is a window washer, and he has really negative thoughts, and so he thought, I'm going to get some training, I'm going to do some positive thinking. He goes and does that, and this day he's at work on the 15th floor on the scaffolding, and the scaffolding breaks, and down he goes, and on his way down he's calling out all his positive affirmations, and the moral of the story is he arrives on the bottom, and he's not doing well because his positive affirmations didn't carry him far enough. And so what we're going to just talk about the areas of our brain. I'm going to give you a visualization of a snowman. So if you think of the head of the snowman is our first level or our conscious level. This is our mind. This is our reason, our logic. This is where our 5 senses are. And then the second level is our subconscious. Our subconscious doesn't sleep. It's the one that hears the alarm clock ringing. If you're a mother, I just remember I could never figure out why my husband never heard Rachel in the bedroom next door, and if her breathing changed, I would hear her. But it was my subconscious kicking in as a mother that I needed to go in there and see what was going on or whatever. So this is our subconscious. It consists of our emotions, our memory bank, our autonomic system. So this is what keeps our heart and our lungs going, our breathing. Now we're learning that our liver functions in the middle of the night. Of course, this is our autonomic system. Our intuition all comes from this. And then your third level on that snowman is our infinite, which is God, the Holy Spirit, whatever that is to you, whatever your spiritual, that is where this is infinite, that one. So we're going to just focus on our first and second level. And Brian does an exercise, and he gets people to, on a piece of paper, write in 60 seconds your first and last name as quickly as you can with your non-writing hand. And so as they go through the experience, he's calling out the time. We got 60 seconds, now we're at 50 seconds and whatever. And so what we see from this exercise is that everybody's doing exactly the same thing, but the experiences are totally different. So what is it that makes someone over here become angry that why is he calling out the numbers, like you're interrupt, I can't think, or whatever, to someone on the other side that's going, this is fun. What is it inside us that causes us to have such a varied response? So he gives 2 premises, and this ties in with what Shane was just actually talking about. When we do something, that creates the experience, or when something is done to us, that creates the experience. So, for example, my boss yells at me, and so my experience is I'm upset, or I get fired from my job. Well, I'm feeling insecure. I'm really unsure about this. And so we link the two as if they're inevitable, that's the way it is. But if you think about it, what does losing your job have anything to do with how you're feeling inside? Like, really? But this is what we do. The second way we can respond, so that was doing creates the experience. The second way is our thinking creates the experience. And this is where we go into the subconscious level. And this is what is so important. So if you think about this, we can't change what other people do to us. So we don't really have control. So when you're talking about being a victim, this is where whatever happens to us or what's done to us creates our experience. Then we are pawns, like we don't have control of that. But if in fact it is the thinking that creates our experience in our subconscious, we have total control over this. And that's the exciting part. And so this is what the chapter is all about. And the way that we change that thinking is visualization. And I'm going to say that visualization, I think, should have a whole focus on itself. We've heard of it. Richard talks about it a lot. It's in his book, Mach 2 with Your Hair on Fire. And I've realized that this is something that I have not followed through on and done. And it's interesting because I can relate to experience that happened to me years ago, almost 20 years ago, that changed a lot of my life. I went out of a career because of it. And it was a negative experience that I retold and retold and retold. If I told myself 100 times, I told myself 1,000 times. And it was just ingrained into my subconscious. And this is how we break this system. So visualization is really what it is. It's a combination. And here I feel really inadequate to share this because you really it's like learning to play the piano. You're going to spend hours doing this. You're going to practice every day. And I have not done that. So I'm not the master here, so I'm not the best teacher. But anyway, I'm telling you what I'm learning, and I'm excited because I think it's something that is valuable, that it would behoove us to put some energy into this and to start doing it because I believe it can change our life. I really do. So visualization is a combination of our conscious, so we make a decision, but it's also then it moves to the second level, to the subconscious. So when you think about visualization, maybe, and for me, this has been an issue that I thought, it sounds kind of hokey pokey to me. And so then I was a little afraid of it. But if you think about it, it's a neutral tool. It's like money. You can use money for evil or you can use money for good. It's your choice. And so visualization is exactly the same. So here's how, first of all, level 1, you're going to use your conscious mind to apply it. And then when that happens and we apply it, then the subconscious starts to work. And so how do we do that? How does the subconscious start to work? Because it's very, it's a mental rehearsal. Let's start with that we're going to do this mental rehearsal, but it's very visual in our mind. So what you have to do in the screen of your mind is visualize your situation as it is now. So if say, for example, I live in an apartment, but I want to buy a new house. So the screen of my mind is going to show me in my apartment. Now, we want the screen of your mind to dull that down. The frame around it is going to be dark. The picture's kind of going to be dark. We're not going to focus on that. We want our mind to know that we know it's there because the conscious mind wants to see the image it believes it's real before it will accept a new replacement. So we want to just, look at that for a very brief time. Now we're going to flip the screen. We're going to put a border around it. For me, I love sunshine. I love yellow daisies are my favorite. I love fields of daisies. And so I got daisies all around my border. I've got my new house that we're going to own sitting in there. I'm sitting there writing a check to pay for it. That is a visual of my new reality of what we want. Say you wanted to apply it to losing weight. I weigh 200 pounds. I want to weigh 150. You're going to do exactly the same thing. Acknowledge who you are right now so your mind can accept that. Your subconscious can accept that. And now you're going to have that new vision of you with that new frame around it in bright sunshine. And you are a trim athlete. I just saw Luciano flexing his arms or whatever, and feeling good, in good shape, maybe sitting at the table with your family and eating really nutritious food. Now, when you visualize this, your subconscious can go to work and start creating the solutions. And I think that's where many of us, including me, have got stuck because you thought, oh, my role of my, I have to figure out all the solutions. but you don't. If you go through this process and allow your subconscious now to step up and become the problem solver. So visualization is the language to and from your subconscious. And I think the big mistake here for me, and this is something that I'm going to have to practice, I'm going to have to go in and work on, because I want to try and solve all my problems at my conscious level, and it doesn't work. And so I'm excited about this book and what Brian has brought to us. And I know we've gone over time here, but thank you, everyone. The chapter, I think, is really worth focusing on and applying, and just like learning any skill. You're not going to, I don't have this skill. I'm just being honest. It's something I'm going to have to work on. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Joan. Perfect. And I want you all to think about this. Think about a snowman. What's the largest place of the snowman? The base. The second largest is the middle, and the top is the head. Now, most of us in America, we think it's the other way around. We think our head is the most important place. We want to figure out everything up here. And we get angry and all our emotions, and we do all this kind of stuff. I want you to start visualizing it opposite, because you really are a snowman. You have your conscious, your subconscious, your superconscious. Superconscious for many of us is what we call God in our lives. That's the most important. That's the most powerful, above and beyond anything else. But what Joan is talking about when she talks about subconscious, that's your second most important. We can solve a zillion and one problems. But what do we do as people? We carry everything up here. We got to solve every problem. We get angry, all those emotions, all the feet, all the blah, blah, blah. Somebody tells you, Mary Jo, you're the worst person I've ever met. You know what I can do today because of all the training I've been through? I look at him, I go, hi, thank you for your feedback. Now, 30, 40 years ago, I probably would have taken their head off as a lawyer and just snapped them like a stick, right? but people, you can't let people mess with you. You take control of you. Thank you for your feedback. Now you can sit there and you can chew on a little bit, say, is there any value here for me? Blah, blah, blah. But we give people so much control over us. Stop it. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. Don't let other people steal your joy or steal your direction in life. That's a decision you make for yourself. Great. Thank you, Joan. Excellent. All right, you guys, what a great day. Hope you picked up some winners here. Lydia, did you have anything last? You're on mute.
Wait, we're not done yet, because
wait.
We have to assign the next 3 chapters.
Oh.
So we have chapter 7, 8, and 9. The power of balance, oneness versus separatedness, and an actionable item, first day, last day. I know Amanda has volunteered. She let me know. Anybody else?
So Lydia, chapter 6, your vision.
I don't think
your
we
vision.
touched that one.
Yeah,
So
chapter
do 6, 7, 8.
6, 7, 8. And what we may do, we may hold this off until after Mana Quest, of when you're going to review it, because next Saturday is Super Saturday, and we normally don't review on that because we pack so much into 2-hour training. So you actually have some time to prepare.
Any hands in the air?
I'll do chapter 6.
Okay, there's something usually. Why are you taking a second chapter, Shane? Because what you experienced doing the first chapter? Right?
Oh yeah, the first couple times, and this is great. I get
You're
to be.
growing.
I'm teaching myself.
Yes, Shane, exactly. You know, it's one thing to read something. It's a second thing when you're assigned to teach other people. Does everybody understand and notice the difference in terms of your intentionality of really understanding and learning it? It goes off the charts. That's why every time somebody says, who wants to teach the next time, your hand should go up in the air. You don't care what the topic is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat me.
Yeah.
Hurry up,
So
or you're gonna lose out. I'll take it.
I love that, Shane, with great energy. And some people call that selfish, but most people call it selfless. But the reality is you don't understand. It's all about me. I get to learn more than anyone else because once I have to teach something, how much more do you focus on it and get to know the material off the charts instead of just superficial, right? So thank you, Shane. Okay, so Shane's going to take 6. Who's going to take 7?
Amanda said she would take 2. So I'm going to let Amanda do 7 and 8.
Okay, there you go. Then we got the. Okay, everybody,
Okay.
good. Hope you grabbed some goodies today, and I can't wait to see you guys at ManaQuest as well. If you haven't registered yet, get out there and do it. And don't forget, don't we have coupon? When do coupons expire? 3 more days? Does it go to the end of March? We already used all ours up, right? But
use
go,
them.
Use them or you lose them. Okay. All right. Have a great week.
Bye.